What's up, friends? I'm Josh, and welcome back. Happy flippin' New Year. Good riddance 2020. Moving ahead to 2021, before we get to the new news, I'm gonna roll my new intro. Cute, right? Moving right along. So, to get this year rolling, we've got some fun Scream 5 tidbits. It turns out Roger L. Jackson is in fact returning to voice Ghostface. Do you remember the CCXP event in Brazil? I made a video about it. If you haven't seen it, go take a look. But we had Ghostface calling the announcer, having one of his typical creepy Ghostface phone call conversations, but I wasn't sold on the voice. I wasn't sure 100% that it was in fact Roger L. Jackson. Come to find out that the men of Radio Silence, the team of gentlemen that are working on the new Scream film, have confirmed that that was his voice, and to them, that was the announcement and the confirmation that us Scream fans were all waiting for. However, I really would have liked to see something a little bit bigger. Ghostface's voice is so iconic. The Scream movie cannot be a Scream movie without the voice of Ghostface. I mean, you could even say that it's more important than the three legacy characters. Even more important than Woodsboro itself. Ghostface is where it's at. So I'm super excited to hear that Roger L. Jackson is in fact returning. I would have loved to see a post on their Instagram, something to actually solidify it, but I guess it got us all talking, so that confirmation definitely drummed up some buzz. One other thing I'm a little bit disappointed about is that they didn't post anything on Twitter, Instagram, nada, even on their own personal Instagrams in regards to the 24th anniversary. I think it's the 24th anniversary of the original Scream film being released theatrically. I would have liked to see a little bit of a tribute, a little post, anything from the new Scream film, maybe just a picture of Ghostface, maybe him just coming out of the darkness, or the three legacy characters. I think it would have been really nice for them to do that, but then again, there's always next year. I'm still holding out a little bit of hope, though, that on January 14th, we'll get some sort of look that will be the 1 year mark leading up to the release of Scream 5 or Scream 2022. If we don't get something on that day, I'm going to go crazy. Even if it's just a promotional image of the cast, anything, because we're about a year out from seeing this film in the theaters, and we're dying for a little bit more of an inside look. Moving right along, Radio Silence also did an interview. They've been doing a bunch of interviews, podcasts, YouTubers, etc., promoting this film and their other projects that they're working on. In one of their interviews, they were raving about Dylan Minnette's acting capabilities and acting skills, which I think is very exciting. We know that Dylan Minnette is a great actor, but for them to really just be raving about it makes me believe that his scenes are going to be intense, that he is either going to be the killer or he's going to die. He's going to need that intense range, that fear that Casey Becker, that Drew Barrymore showed in the first film, or the craziness that Stu and Billy showed in the first film. Those three performances were just absolutely amazing. And so I'm thinking Dylan Minnette could be the opening kill. We know that he is in some way related to Judy Hicks, Deputy Judy Hicks, that is. And maybe that's going to start off the film. It could be her son, her nephew, her adopted something or other. But maybe he's going to get killed off right in the beginning. We wouldn't be expecting that. But also, maybe to see a vulnerable chase scene between a man and Ghostface. I would love to see a vulnerable, filled with fear victim of Ghostface that is a male. I mean, a lot of the males kind of try a little bit harder to fight back in these films, which I think is not always accurate. And I would just love to see, the Casey Becker kind of fear with a little bit of fight and a little bit of flight mixed in to a new male character. So maybe Dylan Minnette will bring that. I don't know. And the last thing I have to talk about today that I am super excited about, that I didn't think I was going to be so excited about, but I'm a little bit stoked. Hayden Panettiere. Kirby, is she dead? Is she not dead? She was supposed to keep living. At the end of Scream 4, we saw her move a little bit after she had been stabbed. Yes, she was bleeding a lot. Yes, there's a lot of speculation. A lot of people think that she's definitely dead. A lot of people think that she's coming back. Wes Craven already confirmed that Kirby is not dead. Obviously, this is before he passed away. This was almost a decade ago. She could be alive. She could show up in this new film. We have no idea. There have been no references to her showing up. There have been no images. Nobody has tagged her accidentally in anything. However, I did a little bit of snooping today, and it turns out that Matt Bettinelli-Olpin, I believe I'm saying that correctly, is following her on Instagram. He is one of the guys that is part of the Radio Silence team that is creating this new Scream film, as well as Christian Obando, who is a makeup artist. I said that with a question mark. I'm pretty sure he's a makeup artist on the set of Scream 5 or Scream 2022. He posted a picture of Neve Campbell. It was actually the first photo that we ever saw of Neve Campbell on the set of Scream 5. It was him and her. So that I find extremely interesting. I dove a little bit deeper. Turns out Tyler Gillette, or Tyler Gillette, I really should know how to pronounce these last names, is also following her on Instagram. So like, what are the chances here? They've been doing this throughout. They followed Selena Gomez to tease that maybe she would be in it. You know, they could be doing the same thing with Hayden Panettiere, teasing that Kirby is going to be back. But I find it really interesting, really exciting, really sneaky. And how cool would that be to not know if she's in the film or not until you go and see the film? Or, I mean, maybe a little peek of her in a trailer. I think that would be giving away way too much. I would rather like show up at the movie theater, sit down to watch the film and, oh shit, Kirby is the opening kill. Or Kirby shows up somewhere at the end or in the just shows up out of nowhere and just shocks us all. Would be super cool. That is all the Scream 5 news that I have for you today. I'm sure I will be back in about a week with some more news. I'm going to be posting a lot more videos. I'm going to be getting into true crime, of course, sticking with my Scream business, trailer reactions for some horror thriller movies coming out, and everything in between. I would love for you guys to let me know what you want to see from me. What type of videos do you want me to create? What would get your gears going? What would get the conversation started? And make sure you follow me on Instagram at True Crime Nursery Rhymes, on Twitter and TikTok. I just got a TikTok. I had no idea how addicting it was going to be, at TCNR Network. Visit my website, truecrimenurseryrhymes.com, for all of my fun horror and true crime related products, as well as my little Scream keychains and all that fun stuff. And until next time, I'll be right back.